right, hey, this is Act 2 of the podcast. We're getting right back into it. If you missed Act 1, go back and listen to that thing. Otherwise, this isn't going to make any sense. Okay, see ya. I still never figured that one out. I couldn't figure out why I got the phone call. I wasn't doing it. Did Greg say, yeah, Eric said you're making minimum wage? Because that was not what happened. Well, anyway, his job duties are the same now as they were then. He's horrible. He's not worth that much money. Seabear says it shows how much they, quote, respect you, EZ, even then. Cole says, any chance you still have that voicemail somewhere? No. Different phone number. Man Bun Chris says he gets more money from it. Meanwhile, Eric gets his pay chopped in half for the pumpkin patch jokes. LOL. Cronebone says, it sounds like what those guys across the street pay people. Where was I going with this? Why did we start talking about this again? Oh, so radio nowadays is like whittling off show hosts. Like in Detroit, they fired Andy Green. Beasley fired Andy Green. Preston and Steve got their lady co-host fired. Not because of bad performance. Not because of bad ratings. Both outstandingly high-rated shows that they're starting to whittle people away on because they just can't afford it. They're not making any money. Yoda World says lots of industries at the moment, to be honest. Oh, that's so true. So true. All right. So, did I mention that I just lit $65,000 on fire? Fuck me. That hurts. Corey says, shouldn't Kelly automatically be getting paid what Joe was since she is a host now? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she's the only one that's worth listening to. I've said that many times. Why do you hate money but love poo water? Says I am KO. Seabear says, what'd you do, man? Fuck, easy. Yeah, you're not aware of the earlier portions of this show. You got to go back and listen to it. I can't, like, rehash it. You got to go back. I don't know what year this happened. Probably, like, 10, 12 years ago. Seattle Mariners baseball game. The guy up to bat is the subject of this. The two baseball announcers are making like predictions. And the one guy says, yeah, this guy is going to get his first home run of the game. And he gets ultra specific about it. He says it's going to be on a 3-1 pitch. He's going to get a fastball. He's going to hit it to left center field. And it's going to be a home run. And it's going to be his first home run of the year. He said that during the pregame. They matched it up so that pregame audio is here during the first part of the at-bat so you can see the at-bat unfolding. Stick with this clip. It's amazing because it's never before has somebody been able to predict something so accurately. And their reaction when this guy, this Tuiasa Sopo dude, hits the home run is incredible.
Rick Riz along with Mike Blowers. Time for our picks to click. Final game of the series. Mike, who's yours?
Well, I think clearly it's going to be Tuiasa Sopo today. He swung the bat well the last few times that he's got an opportunity to play. I expect him to hit his first big league home run today. He's going to get a good count today. He's going to get a fastball from Talent, and he's going to hit it out of left center field, probably maybe in the second deck.
Okay, all right. I'm looking forward to it. Matt Tuiasa Sopo's first home run of his career coming up, according to Mike Blowers.
On a 3-1 count.
On a 3-1 count? Breaking ball, fastball?
It'll be a fastball. He's a fastball
3-1.
pitcher. 3-1 count. Second at bat.
How many rows back? Second deck?
Second deck.
It's a second at bat, too.
How many rows back?
That I can't because people get their hands in the way, so you never know.
And they
Okay, now we're back to now we're to now we're into the announcing of the actual at bat. The pitcher's going to throw it here, and the count's going to go to 3-1. What he just predicted, and they start getting excited because they realize that part of the prediction has come true. He's at 3-1. It's the second at bat. The pitcher is going to throw a fastball.
left-handers 2-1 pitch. And that's inside ball 3. 3 balls. I've never been so excited on the 3-1 count in my life.
How about that? We're there, 3-1. Let's see what happens here. It's going to be a fastball, Matt.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah, we do know that. Now the left-handers. 3-1 pitch on the way. Swung on and belted in the left field. It just missed the second deck. Fly away. I don't believe it. I see the light. I believe you, Mike. Unbelievable. It is 2-0 Mariners. He missed the second deck by just a little bit. And Matt Tuiasosopo has made the prediction come true on his second at bat on a 3-1 count. I have never in my life seen such a prediction come true.
Mike Blowers, you are unbelievable. Matt Tuiasosopo, his first major league home run, a 2-0 Mariner lead. Would you believe it? Wow.
Yeah, that's right. That's incredible. That reaction.
We're there, 3-1. Let's see what happens here. It's going to be a fastball, Matt. You know that.
Yeah, we do know that. Now the left-handers. 3-1 pitch on the way. Swung on and belted in the left field. It just missed the second deck. Fly away. I don't believe it.
That is so fantastic. The person who reposted it says, I've seen this video thousands of times, and it still blows my mind every single time I see it. Without a doubt. Oh, my God, is that great. Alan says, bro laughs like Joe. Cole backs things up. What was Joe getting paid? I don't remember. I mean, when he's working for him, there's no way I'd know that. I think Hurricane Ashley indicated that they actually, he was making bank. That he actually did well after they made him a host. And then they wisened up and stopped paying out that big figure. And then banked, that share of the money. Seabear adds, the Tigers are the first baseball team to reach 50 wins this season. Go Tigers. Yeah, they're doing well. There's no question. Johnny K says $200,000 on COVID robbery plus his income. Cole says about the baseball clip, did some crazy old man give him a sports almanac? Seabear says, do you have the Miguel Cabrera hit the foul ball that hit the perched bird and he is dead? And he is dead. No, that might be a good one to look up, though. How do you spell Cabrera? Hits bird. I don't see it. Are you sure it was Miguel Cabrera? All right. Trump is pissed off. The story broke yesterday that some dude leaked out that it's a load of bullshit on the success of the attack of Iran. That, of course, Trump announced it was unbelievable. We had to have known that when Trump said, oh, my God, it was so great. It's the biggest bomb since Hiroshima. It was an unbelievable. Everybody was clapping. It was so great. It was an amazing. Amazing bombing. We're so happy with the bombing. Greatest bombing that has ever bombed. We should have known that that was bullshit. Because it's one of the agencies that monitors this shit. They were doing an assessment, and I have no idea how you do an assessment, but they were taking the pulse of what the hell's going on since the bombing. The dust settles, and it's fine. There was nearly no damage. And it set them back like a couple days or some shit. Hardly any damage whatsoever. That is the story. And then some dude gets that info, and he calls up CNN in a clandestine phone call and says, yeah, everything's fine. They're going to get back to making nuclear bombs ASAP, and then we're all dead. Trump and Pete Hegseth, I forget his role. What is he? Secretary of Defense? They aggressively pushed back on the reporting that Iran's nuclear program was only set back a matter of months. Hang on, I need water. Just the fact that they're saying that an investigation was underway into the leaks tells you something, in my opinion. Because some whistleblower comes forward and says, yeah, that's what happened. All they need to do is ignore it. But they're acknowledging that an investigation is underway into the leaks. Well, that tells me that that's legitimate. Just say, yeah. I mean, Trump's used to swearing on camera now about political shit. He might as well just call the guy, yeah, some filthy cunt is making shit up. I wouldn't be surprised if Trump drops that on people now. I'm here for it if he does. They're trying to find out how the leaks became a thing on the U.S. strikes. Hegseth says, of course, we're doing a leak investigation with the FBI right now because this information is for internal purposes, battle damage assessments. Yeah, I'm shocked that they admitted this. Hegseth told reporters at the NATO summit in the Netherlands. And CNN and others are trying to spin it to make the president look bad when this was an overwhelming success. Well, then why bother looking into the leaks? Who cares? What's the point of that? You looking into the leaks, in my opinion, validates it, moron. Trump called media outlets that reported on the internal assessment, including CNN, the New York Times, and NBC, as scum. He insists that the U.S. attack carried out on Saturday by some of the U.S.'s most powerful ammunition led to, quote, total obliteration of Iran's nuclear sites. Well, I saw the video, and unless that's fake video, it sure looked like it was successful because you had the one image of, the aerial mountain area with like roads, and there was a building there, and then the after pictures, there's holes in the ground and like nothing. It looked like it totally rearranged the landscape. But, I mean, I guess that can be doctored. Who knows what we're seeing? I don't know if I trust these people. I think it is interesting, though, that Trump was talking about the incredible success of it. And then it just seemed a little fishy, the way he was describing how successful it was. And the fact that now now wait a minute. It would be weird for Trump to say, yeah, it was not a success. But I think it's fairly simple. I haven't heard anything from the Iraqis. I'm sorry, the Iranians, as to the effectiveness of it. The internal report found strikes of the three facilities delayed Iran's nuclear program by only months, despite initial assertions from Trump that those sites had been utterly destroyed. The report also said that Iran had moved much of its enriched uranium before the strikes. Now, that I was aware of. They talked about that right then, that Iran was under the impression that the heat was on, and however you transport uranium happened, enriched uranium, which is highly toxic. I mean, it'd kill you if you're exposed to that. But they were able to get it out of there, supposedly. They really don't know, Trump said of the report. I think Israel is gonna be telling us very soon because Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is going to have people involved in that whole situation. Well, then how do you know? Trump asserted that the strikes had set Iran's nuclear program basically decades back and he equated this to dropping an atomic bomb on Japan that brought the end of World War II. Trump's statement was, this was an unbelievable hit by genius pilots and genius people in the military. And they're not being given credit for it because we have scum that's in this room, and not all of you are. CNN is scum. He just referred to them as MSDNC is scum. The New York Times is scum. Would we say the New York Times are scum or is scum? They're bad people. They're sick. Now, I don't believe that they're sick. I don't believe any of that shit. I actually believe this story 100% that their nuclear capability is set back months rather than decades. I do not believe that this was a success. I believe the whistleblower. I think Trump is covering shit up. That's what I think. Trump says, and what they've done is they're trying to make this unbelievable victory into something less. Other Trump officials have similarly sought to undercut the reporting about the strike, even though experts had previously acknowledged it would take time to determine the extent of damage at Iran's nuclear sites that were hit. So, yeah, that's been the thing. We don't know unless we're there, and we're not there. We're looking at an image from space, and Trump's saying, oh, yeah, it's totally gone. Totally gone. He doesn't have any fucking idea what's going on underground. Marco Rubio said that the reporting mischaracterized the damage during a sit-down with Politico in the Netherlands. If I believed Trump, or I was carrying the Trump word, I wouldn't describe it as mischaracterized. I would describe it as a lie. Steve Witkoff, the administration's special envoy for Middle East affairs, argued on Fox News late Tuesday that leaking the internal report was treasonous. Probably. So what? Nobody cares that it's treasonous. All we care about is how effective that bombing was. I sure hope that that was an effective bombing. I don't know why Trump would lie about that. Why can't you just say, yes, we're assessing this and we have reason to believe that this wasn't as effective, so we're going to do it again. Who gives a fuck? You did it once. Why are you so... He should have waited. He should have just kept his mouth shut and said, we are assessing and we're going to see. And if we're not effective, we're going to do it again, and we are going to eliminate Iran's ability as best as we can. And we're hoping and praying that we are successful. Instead, dumb fuck, 1 second after impact, is posting on social media that Fordo is completely obliterated and destroyed. That was stupid. Cole says, all I'm hearing is we need to bomb them a bunch more. Yeah, I don't know why that's a big deal. I agree with you. Instead, he's waving the victory flag, and he has no idea, and now he looks like an asshole. Who gives a shit if you have to bomb Iranians again? Megan says, I blame Thor. Yoda World says we're good. Okay, wait a minute. I think that the stream was acting funny. Man Bun Chris says reload, restart, re-engage, recalibrate. Rebecca says, did I not read yesterday that the Pentagon gave Trump the wrong info so that when he tweeted about it, the info would not tip off Iran? I don't know. Lob some more bombs at those fuckers. Who gives a shit? They've been trying to kill us forever. Let's go with a local story. Some restaurant wants to start. They had some things going on. They had to like halt business, and they started it up again. And then it started to smell like shit, like legit, smelling like shit. Something's wrong that's making the restaurant smell like shit. So they did a news story about it.
On Friday, here in Portage, businesses in this plaza started smelling something stinky. On Saturday, the smell was so bad that a few businesses closed and didn't reopen until Tuesday. It turns out the smell was coming from Maui Poke, a closed restaurant that's getting ready to reopen.
The seafood.
This is going to hurt the reopen for sure. Fuck.
Restaurant that's getting ready to reopen.
The seafood is sitting right here.
Earlier in June, Maui Poke owner Janie Chin says she was starting to restock the
She's a cutie, by the way. I'm not into Asian chicks, but she's a cutie.
restaurant as she prepared to reopen.
I ordered a couple boxes of fish and some crab and some sample food, and then the cooler died on me. To be honest, I don't know when.
She thinks the freezer was damaged from a power surge during recent storms, causing the meat to go bad and start to stink.
I did cleaning all out on Saturday, and I did not smell anything on Monday, but we clean more on Monday just to make sure we get all the smell out.
Friday morning, my staff here called me, said that they smelled a foul smell, horrendous smell.
Celesta Salon owner Ashley Whited couldn't find the source of the odor, but she suspected it was coming from next door.
Because it's been vacant for about 6 months, so maybe sending somebody over just to check on it.
On Saturday, Ashley says not only was the smell worse, but flies were everywhere. Her staff was getting sick, so they were forced to close, leading to a loss of business.
Saturdays are probably the busiest days in our industry.
Can we back up and go over the timeline for the rotting fish again?
Earlier in June, Maui Poke owner Janie Chin says she was starting to restock the restaurant as she prepared to reopen.
I ordered a couple boxes of fish and some crab and some sample food, and then the cooler died on me. To be honest, I don't know when.
She thinks the freezer was damaged from a power surge during recent storms, causing the meat to go bad and start to stink.
I did cleaning all out on Saturday.
Okay, so it seems the way they're describing it, it sounds like that meat's been in there for like half a year.
A foul smell, horrendous
about
smell.
How horrendous
Celeste Salon, she suspected it was coming from next door.
Because it's been vacant for about 6 months, so maybe sending somebody over just to check on it.
On Saturday, Ashley says not only was the smell worse, but flies were everywhere. Her staff was getting sick, so they were forced to close, leading to a loss of business.
Saturdays are probably
My balls smelled worse after going in that water yesterday.
the busiest days in our industry, and it's extremely frustrating when especially it's something that's out of our control that makes us close. I would say we probably lost thousands of dollars in those 2 days.
She says her business wasn't the only one to close due to the stench.
There's another restaurant that was affected that had to shut down due to potential cross-contamination, flies, that kind of stuff. Who knows what other insects or spores could have gotten into our building.
Chen, the owner, says she apologizes for what happened.
So does it still stink now?
But adds it was out of her control.
I did not unplug the cooler, the freezer. I did not let my food just.
Well, no, it is in your control because if you were aware that there was a power outage, yes, you may not have unplugged it, but if you have all this fucking food in there and the power goes out, it's up to you. I mean, you should be aware of that. You should do something to make sure that the food doesn't go bad. And now everything smells like, fucking homeless pussy.
Right there. Why would I do that to the restaurant I'm about to open up? And then if I would knew the problem sooner, I would fix it.
Chen says the Kalamazoo
Resisting urge to make fun of her accent.
County Health Department re-inspected the restaurant on Tuesday and gave her the okay to reopen. She plans on a grand reopening on July 3rd. In Portage, Darren Bauer, Fox 17 News.
So I'm getting the impression here that it's almost like they're doing this news story just to fuck this chick in the ass. I mean, if it doesn't smell anymore and they've got the approval of the health department, are we just doing a story about how something bad happened that is now not a problem? That's kind of fucked. Bob writes, it looks like the salon lady might be the source of the smell. Cole says, did her staff try showering? It's probably them. My God. Cole says, asshole of the day, salon owner and staff. Well, now, wait a minute. Yeah, that's true. I mean, they called about it. But how about the TV station for this hit piece on Maui Poke? You know, part of me wants to go there and just walk in with my super sniffer and determine if I smell anything bad. I like those types of restaurants, though, by the way. So it's kind of her fault, I think, the way they described it, because she didn't get the fucking food out of there. But I think that the TV station and the report, if they've got a clean... Do you think that if the health department came in there and smelled that they would allow her to open? Of course not. I don't know, man. Open up a window. All right. Thank you to Adam Kasari. He is the realtor of choice on the show. Reach out to him, 616-914-4061. If you are in West Michigan and you'd like to buy a home or you're selling yours, Adam can help. 616-914-4061 or Adam Kasari on Facebook, C-A-S-A-R-I. A-D-A-M, Adam Kasari, C-A-S-A-R-I. TC Paintball invites you to book an event at TC Paintball. That sounded weird by saying TC Paintball invites you to book an event at TC Paintball. But you can. TCPaintballGR.com is where you go. They can book an event for your team, your friends, kids in the neighborhood, bachelor party, you name it, at TC Paintball. Online at TCPaintballGR.com. Frank Fuss is who I call upon for anything insurance related when it comes to health care through the marketplace. Frank is your guy. Go to buyinsurancehere.com. That's buyinsurancehere.com. And he will get you started on your healthcare.gov policy. If you are self-employed, perhaps you are unemployed, or your boss does not offer health care, you got to get your insurance from the marketplace. Frank will help you with all of those steps to make sure that gets taken care of appropriately. And it doesn't cost you anything. So, sorry, my brain's kind of fried today already. $65,000 on fire. God damn it. It is burned into my brain. A perfect opportunity for you to sign up for the Patreon. 7 days free, patreon.com/Eric Zane. Today, who are these freebiers? Holy shit, it's going to be so much fun. The Ben and Eric Patreon podcast, always great. patreon.com/Eric Zane. Last sponsor for the day is Kuiper Tree Care. Reach out to them. Either KuiperTreeCare.com, KUIPERTREE care.com, or call them at 616-828-8225, 616-828-8225. Megan says, asshole of the day, Eric Zane, for reminding Pooh Bear that they lit an ass load of money on fire over and over. Man Bun Chris says, Eric Zane, asshole of the day and hero of the day for saving the phone. Subject about TC Paintball. Megan says, I want to know how Rick cleans the jizz floor. It feels like if they clean it, there's a cleaning solution we should all know about. I don't think the jizz floor ever gets cleaned. I think it just gets more jizz on it. The jizz turf. It's quite a jizzy thing there. You just got to walk on it to experience that. It's quite a sensation. Megan says, maybe after Werner Roofing is at my house again today, they'll get a sponsorship. It's funny you should mention that. I reached out to Werner Roofing because they were 3 months and done with me. And they go, we need return on investment. I go, you're going to get it. You just got to wait. Again, wait till the message meets the need. And then Randy got a roof. And now Megan's on the verge of getting a roof. So I reached out to them. I go, dude, it's already worked. Here's what it is. And he said, you're right. We're coming back. So I'm working on that right now. And so they're coming back. You know who else is coming back? Joe Martinez is coming back. Ay. You got to stop telling people to not use me for AC and furnace repairs, senor. I go, I can't tell these people what to think. We are coming back. So I've held him hostage. So it's not going to be till September. We're going to start selling furnace tune-ups. But if you need furnace or AC work, you can call Joe Martinez at A&E Heating and Cooling. He's committed to September. Now, if he then reneges on it, then he's back, on the suspended list. Linda says, I need a roof, but I'm waiting for a hailstorm so insurance will pay for it. Megan says, I've been waiting for years for that. It keeps not happening. So I'm guessing roof on that house is 18, Megan. 15 to 18, I'm guessing, for your roof. $15? All right. Service Finance is the finance company that works with Werner. You're going to get 9.99% for your loan, unless you're paying cash. Are you cash heavy? She says, yeah, because I'm spending all my money on a puppy. Well, that's of course, that's good. Fucking Nick. God damn it. He says, I roofed my own house for $1,800. Oh, what a cock. Not everybody is as handy as you fuck. Murder lover Linda says, I'm poor. Nick, can I pay you $1,800 to do my roof? Yeah, I don't know. I think $1,800 would be the materials. Well, that was when he roofed it, so it might be considerably more now. Everything's so much more expensive. Now, unfortunately, Nick is not single. Because if he was, you could do a nice erotic ball bathing and then blow him a few times. And that would be a good way to pay him for putting that roof on. I don't know if you're interested in that. I'm just giving you options. Nick says, cash, grass, or ass. Nobody rides free. So the deal is working out. So Linda must offer cash, grass, or ass. Linda says, I might be able to get materials for cheap from my friend Chris Werner. Stop with the grossness. No, I agree. But Nick is just suggesting that there are options. Like, how you have good, better, best? Who doesn't like good, better, best? yeah, this is a good option. This is better, but this one's the best. Now, if it were me, if Nick said easy, I'm going to put that roof on. I'm going to say, you doing it for free? And he's going to say, no, cash, grass, or ass. I'd have to sleep on that one. I'd be like, well, when it comes to ass, are you talking about you would eat my ass, or do I have to eat your ass? What are we talking about here? And I don't even know if he's interested in that. And I don't even know if I would. I don't think I'm going to commit to eating Nick's ass on the podcast. All right, there you go. Linda says she pays cash. So ass is out, and so is grass. There you go. How much would you do that for? All right. So all you guys think you're so smart taking your testosterone boosters. You hear commercials about like low T. Hey, your testosterone low? Are you having trouble in the bedroom? You want to chase the old lady around the house again? Take this testosterone. Now, first of all, I heard that when you take testosterone, that's like fuel for cancer. Right? You increase your chances of getting it. There's a story going around because I didn't know this, but the birth rate of Americans has gone down dramatically and steadily since 2007. And groups of people which are known as pronatalists, I think that's, hey, have more babies. Most American families have 2 kids or no kids or sometimes 1 kid. Rarely do you see more than 2. And you sure as shit almost never see more than 3. But people are wisening up that the realization that kids kill you and they're assholes. And depending on, if you have 4 that are under 8, I would love to see the suicide rate of moms and dads who have 4 kids under 8 at one time. And then you get a different set of problems when that pack of assholes gets to the 8 to 12 age group. And 12 to 16 is a goddamn nightmare. If they survive that, because most Americans who have 4 kids or more, because of the way the world is, most kids, by the time they're 17, have either shot up a school or taken their own life. It's a horrible statistic. That's a fact. You can look it up. So now the White House and other pronatalists are trying to get people to have more babies. That's like a campaign. Have kids, have kids. And people are realizing that their lives will be over the second that they do that. And now it's affecting the tax base. It's affecting the future of this country. And that's a dilemma. That's a problem. Molly says, I've been told when I say that I don't want kids, well, we did, so you should have to as well. No, I don't have the time, money, or energy, dumbass. Those are wise words. Those are amazing words. Not everybody wants kids, Megan, kids are too fucking expensive. Stevie says, fuck them kids. Oh, I know Stevie hates kids. Who could blame her? They're the worst. Badger says you're not allowed to beat ass anymore. Trump needs to say, I need you to have some magnificent, beautiful children, the best children, and it is now okay to kick their ass. We need to go back to the way it was in 1956. Everybody smoking cigarettes, everybody beating their kids' asses. Bob says, my brother's ex-wife is doing her part, keeping the birth rate up. 4 kids, 4 different daddies. You tell her she's a great American. Molly says that the people she spoke to made her seem like she's selfish. I disagree. Stevie says, I've been told so many times that I'll change my mind. Nope. Yeah, and now you're barren, so it's cool. Bob says he's got 1 kid. Linda says, I'd be rich if I didn't have a kid. Stevie says, and who ended up sitting next to me at the corner bar? A kid. Yeah, that was Jack. Adam Balboa's kid. Stevie hated him. Like I could see her looking at him. And then she texted me on her phone, I want to murder this child because it's a child. And I said, don't. He's wonderful. And Adam's great. You'd make Adam very sad. But she wanted to kill that kid. Megan says he was a funny kid. Well, I wouldn't go that far. No kids are actually funny. He's a kid. He's a nice kid. But, I mean, all kids, everybody knows this, are dumb as shit. They're all stupid. Every kid is dumb. And that I paint that with the broadest strokes. They're all assholes. They're all dumb. They're dumb and they're assholes when they're young. They get to, especially dudes. Men get to a not dumb spot and not as asshole-ish, depending on what their influence is, at around 40. And then at about 46, they become assholes again and even dumber than ever. And then that continues to get worse and worse and worse. You only got a sweet spot of like 6 years. The only exception in all of this is me. Kuipers says that little Jack, who's going into 2nd grade, beat my ass in the racing game. 1 game. We did 3, cock, and I beat his ass in 2 of them. And I was just waiting for him to complain to Daddy that he didn't win, so I should let him win. And I would have knocked his ass off that. I would have flipped him right off of that bike. Murder Lover Linda says, my friend kept talking to a neighbor kid at my garage sale. I told her to stop because I didn't want him coming back to chat when she was gone. Yeah, it's like feeding a cat. It's like, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, the White House wants you to have more kids. Trump lying about Iran, and he wants you to have children. The problem with this testosterone thing is men are using these supplements to increase their sex drive, and jizz quantity. However, the impact on their fertility. What is my problem today? It is reducing the sperm count. And that is lowering their ability to make babies. Joe Rogan and Dak Shepard on their well-populated show audiences, and their well-populated show audiences are hearing the message that they are making about, hey, you gotta use these supplements. Because of their influence, from the years 2016 to 2019, prescriptions for testosterone replacement therapy increased by 20%. That's a lot. Dr. Masaya Jimbo, weird name, is a urologist and male infertility specialist at Reproductive Medicine Associates in Philadelphia, PA. Says more college students are coming into his practice seeking or are already taking testosterone. However, research shows up to 25% of men do not have their testosterone levels checked before starting the therapy, and up to a third do not meet the criteria for testosterone deficiency. Typically, that's an old man thing. Like me, I've got the worst cocktail ever for sexual performance. Age, enlarged prostate, and libido murdering medications. I am now one of the Unsullied from Game of Thrones. It's just like that. I mean, before, perpetual boner, chasing Pooh Bear around, and she's like, God damn it, enough. How much ass do you need? And now it's completely ruined. I'm like, whatever. I don't care. She's like, look, you got to have sex with me. And I'm like, no. I don't. It's gross. No, that's sick. Oh, nasty. She goes, well, somebody has to have sex with me. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I can't. Call somebody. I don't give a fuck. I mean, ask somebody in the chat. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Get a dildo. It's worthless. You're not going to like it. My dick is actually shrinking. It's like an inch big right now. The doctor warns that desired benefits of TRT, such as increased sex drive and enhanced fitness, do not unequivocally outweigh the damage that TRT therapy can have on men's fertility. There's a lot of men who are taking testosterone thinking that it's making them more virile, but in fact, the testosterone is telling their testicles to shut down, so their balls are shrinking. Within 3 to 6 months, they go from producing normal amounts of sperm, beautiful, hot sperm, to producing none. Wow. Testosterone levels generally peak during adolescence and young adulthood and begin declining 1% per year after age 30 or 40. A blood test figures out how low your testosterone is. A doctor may recommend you get some, but kids are bypassing that. They're like, yeah, that's right. I want a creamy load. And like, well, you're not going to make it. I want to have more sex drive. All right. So because of this, they think that has a lot to do with the decreased amount of babies being born. It typically takes 3 to 6 months for a hot sperm production to resume. But individuals who have been on high-dose testosterone for longer periods will require longer to return to normal hot sperm load production. It can take up to 3 years to be able to blast out fresh, hot sperm. I'm adding these words if you hadn't figured that out. But in a small number of patients, hot sperm production never fully recovers. Wow. They're calling it biohacking masculinity, and that's what they're doing. Biohacking is the pursuit of accomplishing the best possible results from your body, even if it requires extreme measures. This has exploded in the wellness industry. I think it's all show and no go. So guy takes testosterone, sex drive is up, he's ripped, he's jacked, his balls are little, and there is not a relatively low amount of hot sperm that is flying out of the tip of their ding dong. Badger says, when she wants sex, I can say, how about the fact that I save your phone from the shit river? From shit river sex. I think it's what he's saying. I don't know. It's weird. My friend kept talking to... Oh, no, I already read that one. Sorry. All right, well, be careful if you're taking your testosterone. Man Bun Chris says, you need that Vasper video I sent on X, LOL. Yeah, I saw it. I haven't gotten into it, though. I ran out of time when I was reviewing it, so I apologize. Maybe I'll save that for the Patreon, which I am going to dump out of this and get to the Patreon a little bit later on. We do have to announce, you know what, yesterday I did not announce the asshole of the day. I realized that much after the fact. But we do have to get into the asshole of the day. I'm not sure who to make it. Nominees. I mean, I would be the asshole of the day if I dropped that phone in the water. But I think I'm out of the running. I think it's got to be Trump for the lie that Iran no longer has nuclear capability, or we go back to Thor Motor Coach and my good friends at General RV. And that's the big thing. So it's got to be Thor in general over Trump. All right. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, as always, for being there. Never before have I needed people on Patreon, so sign up for 7 days free. That's all you got to do. It doesn't cost you anything. Sign up for 7 days free, and if you like it, you might keep it around after the week. So there you go. Thank you so much. That's as far as I will go to begging. Perfect opportunity to beg because of the anal reaming that I'm getting over the fraud bust. You have a great rest of your day. If I will not see you on Patreon, but if I am, then that's awesome. We got a big Patreon, Big Fraud Wednesday week. We'll get to that a little bit later on. Thank you, folks. Have a good one. Bye-bye.